BrianSibley is an English writer. He is author of over 100 hours of radio drama and has written and presented hundreds of radio documentaries, features and weekly programs. He is widely known as the author of many movie-making of books, including those for the Harry Potter series and the Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit trilogies. Early life. Born Brian David Sibley in Wandsworth, London, the son of Eric George Sibley, an architectural draftsman, and Doris Alice Sibley. His uncle was the philosopher Frank Sibley. His family moved to Chislehurst, Kent when he was 5 years old. He was educated at St Nicholas Church of England Primary School and Chislehurst Secondary School for Boys. Following frustrated ambitions to be an actor, cartoonist and animator, Sibley worked first in various clerical capacities for the London Borough of Bromley and then for a shipping and finance company in London as a clerk, office manager and head of department. In his spare time, he began submitting scripts to the BBC and, when his company was taken over, he accepted redundancy and became a full-time freelance writer. Career: radio writing and broadcasting. Sibley's first programme was 3 Cheers for Pooh, broadcast on BBC Radio 4 on the 14th of October 1976 to mark the 50th anniversary of the publication of A. Milne's Winnie the Pooh. The programme was presented by actor Peter Bull, featured the voices of Norman Shelley and pianist and singer Anthony Mayle, and was directed by John Tideman, later head of BBC Drama. Other features quickly followed and, in 1981, he co-wrote BBC Radio 4's adaptation of Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings, and has also adapted C.S. Lewis's The Chronicles of Narnia and Mervyn Peake's Titus Groan and Gormenghast for Radio 4, for which he received a Sony Radio Award in 1985. He returned to Peake's writings in 2011 with The History of Titus Groan, a cycle of 6 one-hour plays for BBC Radio 4's classic serial based on Titus Groan, Gormenghast, Titus Alone and Maeve Gilmore's Titus Awakes. Produced Jeremy Mortimer. The series began transmission on Sunday the 10th of July with a cast headed by David Warner, Luke Treadaway and Miranda Richardson, and won the BBC Audio Drama Award 2012 for Best Adaptation. Other major radio dramatizations by Sibley include John Bunyan's The Pilgrim's Progress, Tolkien's Tales from the Perilous Realm, Roald Dahl's Danny, The Champion of the World, Lucy M. Boston's The Children of Green No, Lawrence van der Post's The Night of the New Moon, J. B. Priestley's The 31st of June, Jeffrey Archer's A Matter of Honor, Frank Baker's Miss Hargreaves, James Thurber's The Wonderful O2 series of Ray Bradbury's Tales of the Bizarre, and, most recently, Ray Bradbury's The Illustrated Man, a 6-part dramatization of T.H. White's The Once and Future King, began on BBC Radio 4 on Sunday the 9th of November 2014, starring David Warner as Merlin. Original radio plays include ... and Yet Another Partridge in a Pear Tree, starring Penelope Keith, C.S. Lewis, Northern Irishman, and It's Too Late Now. As a broadcaster, he was a contributor to, and then regular presenter of the former BBC Radio 4 arts programme Kaleidoscope and the BBC World Service arts magazine, Meridian. He also presented the Radio 4 film programme, Talking Pictures, and chaired the radio panel games Break a Leg and Screen Test. He also presented several series of the BBC television programme, First Light. Hobbit. Radio features and documentaries for Radio 4, Radio 2 and the World Service have included programs devoted to Sherlock Holmes, Jack the Ripper, Robin Hood, Dracula, Peter Pan, Winnie the Pooh, Alice in Wonderland and the life and work of Ambrose Bierce, Robert Raikes, Harry Houdini, Terry Pratchett, George Orwell, Roald Dahl, Ray Bradbury, Rick Mulcrompton, Fred Zinnemann, Jim Henson and Julie Andrews. Key series for BBC Radio 2, made in collaboration with producer Malcolm Prince, include Ain't No Mickey Mouse Business, Disney's Women, David Putnam Century of Cinema, Ain't No Mickey Mouse Music, No Place Life Home, A Judy Garland Story, Showman and Star Maker, a tribute to Bill Cotton, and in autumn 2010, he compiled and wrote a series of 8 documentaries on aspects of the musical. His book, Shadowlands, was serialized on Radio 2. Read by Ian Richardson in what was one of the actor's last pieces of broadcast work recorded before his death. The Daily Telegraph radio critic Gillian Reynolds gave him the accolade Magician of the Airwaves. In 1992, Sibley wrote much of the script for Jeff Wayne's musical version of Spartacus. Publications books include the Disney Studio story and Mickey Mouse, His Life and Times, The Land of Narnia, illustrated by Pauline Baines, The Treasury of Narnia, Shadowlands, The True Story of C.S. Lewis and Joy Davidman, The Book of Guinness Advertising, a biography of Wilbert Vere-Audrey, entitled The Thomas the Tank Engine Man, A Christmas Carol, The Unsung Story, Cracking Animation, The Aardman Book of 3D Filmmaking, Chicken Run, Hatching the Movie, 3 Cheers for Pooh, and the maps of Tolkien's Middle-earth with artist John Howe. He is also the author of the children's book, The Frightful Food Feud, and has edited, among other books, The Pooh Sketchbook and The Pooh Book of Quotations and The Wisdom of C.S. Lewis. The author of The Lord of the Rings, The Making of the Movie Trilogy and other books accompanying The Lord of the Rings. He subsequently published the official biography of the film's director, Peter Jackson, A Filmmaker's Journey. His most recent books include The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies, the official movie guide, The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug, the official movie guide, The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey, the official movie guide, The Making of the Pirates, In an Adventure with Scientists, Harry Potter Film Wizardry, The Golden Compass, the official illustrated movie companion, Mary Poppins, Anything Can Happen If You Let It, and a retelling of 50 favorite Bible stories selected and read on CD by Cliff Richard and illustrated by Stephen Waterhouse. It was announced that he was one of 4 writers contributing new stories about Winnie the Pooh for a 90th birthday collection, The Best Bear in All the World, to be published in October 2016. He recorded DVD audio commentaries for Around the World in 80 Days, Animal Farm and Fantasia. He has also appeared on the bonus extras to a number of Disney Blu-rays and DVDs, among them Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Pinocchio, 101 Dalmatians, Mary Poppins, The Jungle Book, Sleeping Beauty, Beauty and the Beast, Alice in Wonderland and The Scarecrow of Romney Marsh, as well as being included in the documentaries associated with various DVD releases of the Lord of the Rings film trilogy.